Hey, Leilani with The Magical Solution here. So I wanted to come on really quick to kind of talk a little bit about what happens when spirits are, invoked in a circle or invoked into a ceremony or ritual or even a misa. So this is something that's really important. So we talk about working with high-level spirits, right? Spiritualists, their goal is to elevate themselves, elevate their spirit or their ancestors, and in process, as they elevate, their spiritual court will also elevate, and they may even obtain relationships with other higher elevated entities, right? Cool. That's the goal, right? But when we are in ceremony, when we are in misa, it's really, really important to remember that when you call down a spirit, when you bring a spirit into the physical 3D world, especially if they are not from this dimension or from this frequency, they, in order to be present in this frequency, they have to take on the material frequency. They have to vibrate in this way in order for us to perceive them, right? So for example, you can't call down an angel into your circle without the angel himself or herself or itself sort of putting on a cloak, putting on an outfit for them to be seen by you. If they were to come down as themselves in their fullest, highest potential and in the frequency that does not match this frequency, then they will not be perceived, or their energy will be too big for us to handle, right? Whatever the case may be. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this because you may have a spirit, okay, that is high vibrational, all good, all loving, all the things, right? But then the minute you bring them into the physical, now all of a sudden they have more preferences, they have more emotions, more attitude, and their interaction with other spirits that might be present within that space can turn left, if not handled correctly. And this happens more frequently than not. So I'm bringing this up because the last misa I was at, okay, we have people from all different cultures, all different religions, who are also spiritualists, who come to the misa to develop, right? But they bring with them their spiritual court, and who walks with them, right? Of course. Now, on this particular misa, we were calling down the influence and the energies of a particular spirit. But what was not known was that that particular spirit and one of the attendees at the misa, their spiritual court, there was a conflict. So the spirit that we called down and one of the spirits that was in an individual's court had tension. And that tension really switched up the energy, really switched up the current. Now, mind you, there was no disrespect, there was no fighting, there was no cursing, there was no mounting of aggression or anything like that. Nothing like that. But you can definitely tell that the current, and you can definitely tell that the energy that we raised in that space, one moment was wonderful and fabulous and amazing, and then the next moment was not. Because the introduction of this spirit with the spirits that were already present did not vibe, right? And that happens, right? Especially when you're dealing with an eclectic type of circle, right? So like in misa, it's easy to keep things kind of safe when everyone is already a part of the same religion. So that's like, Lukumi, Palo, all these ATRs that also practice misa, and espiritismo, it's easier for them to maintain the energies because they know which spirits get along with which other spirits, and they know how to manage those energies if by chance opposing energies show up at the same time. When you're in a more eclectic circle where everyone comes from different backgrounds, that type of security may not always be there. So it's really, really important to have that awareness for yourself when you're in these circles, but also for the head of the table to put up extra precautions and extra measures in the event that occurs. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, just to be mindful that spirits, once they manifest in the physical, once they are called into our spaces, they now function in the same dimension as we do, and their functions may be expressed with certain emotions, with certain preferences, with certain X, Y, and Z's that may not play nice with other spirits who are now materialized and have certain preferences, etc., etc. So just be mindful of that, keep it safe, know your circle, and be careful who you pray with. Hopefully you found this information helpful. My name is Leilani, this is The Magical Solution, and this is how we grow.